Hello, my name is Henry and welcome to my kitchen. In today's video, you're gonna see me cook beef pho, which was requested by one of the subscribers. I've already made this recipe, and in today's video, I'm gonna walk you guys through the 4 hours of home cooking. So let's jump straight into the ingredients. The very first one and extremely important is marrow bone. For this type of bone, I first roast it in the oven for about 7 minutes at the highest setting. This helps remove all of the impurities, or any blood left in the bone can also be removed. The next ingredients are pork and beef neck bones. I use about 500 grams each. For these bones, I let them soak in salted water for about an hour. And after 1 hour, I took them out and blanched them for about 5 minutes before washing them thoroughly again. Next up, we have some brisket and lean beef. I use about 400 grams of brisket and 300 grams of lean beef for 4 servings of pho. And last but not least, we have our aromatics, namely shallots, cardamom pods, cloves, dried shrimps. This is really optional. If you can't have it, you don't need to put it there. I also got some fennel seeds, star anise, and cinnamon. So that is all we need for our pho. For the cooking part, I will divide it into 4 hours so that it's easier for you guys to follow if you wanted to. For the very first hour, after processing all the meats and bone, I then threw the neck bones, marrow bone, shrimps, and the brisket into the biggest pot I have, which is about 10 liters in volume. I then bring it to a boil and lower the heat. In the meantime, I torch some ginger and 2 large red shallots, smashing them lightly before putting in this broth concoction. During this time, try to get any scum floating on top of the broth. And it is very important to note that in the whole 4 hours cooking process, you just want the broth to kind of simmer and not boil. The second hour, if you treat your bones right, the broth is quite clear already. And it's time for the aromatics. I first toast the cinnamon stick, followed by cardamom, star anise, cloves, and fennel seeds at the end to avoid any burning. Why not adding the aromatics in the beginning with the bones and meat, you might ask? It's because these are very strong and pungent. You don't want them to sort of eliminate the beef flavor by adding too soon. Secondly, it also helps getting a clearer and lighter broth as well. If you add these aromatics too early, the broth is gonna be on a darker side, I would say. And the third hour, by now I removed the brisket and let it cool while adding in radish. This is the tip I learned from the internet to get a clearer broth, and coincidentally I have just a little bit of radish left in the fridge. Now you may ask, why haven't I added any seasoning yet? Trust me, you don't really want to add seasonings too early when it comes to pho. The broth is gonna taste bitter, and you also kind of want to preserve the beef flavor profile in this broth. Usually the seasoning is added 1 hour before service. So there I was putting in 3 tablespoons of fish sauce, 1 tablespoon of vegetable seasoning, 3 tablespoons of cooking salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and that is all. And finally we come to the last hour. We can first start removing all of these aromatics while preparing the garnishes and toppings. There I was slicing the brisket as thinly as possible, followed by red beef with the same treatment. For shallot wise, I like to slice the white part diagonally for better texture and presentation, I would say. And the green part I just chop normally. I also got some mint, coriander, Thai basil, and some bean sprouts and a lime. Eventually, we come to the very last step, which is cooking pho. After boiling this for about 7 minutes, I then dip the noodles in cold water to keep the doneness al dente. You really want to finish cooking the noodles in the broth at the end. And there we go guys, my take on beef pho. You can see there the broth is really clear flavorful and herbaceous, exactly how I wanted it to be. I also get a poached egg as well, just like how we are having pho every now and then. And that was it, guys. If you love pho and would like to give it a try, just watch this video again. And remember to follow the instructions by the hours provided. I hope it helps you guys for your pho home cooking. And thanks for watching.